Alright guys, I promised a guy on Trad Gang I'd make a sharpening video of the Simmons Broadheads. I will confess that whenever I first got Simmons Broadheads, probably 2 or 3 years ago, I was very frustrated with them. That you'd hear people say how, oh man, they sharpen so easy. I'm like, no they don't, they don't at all. And so then I followed everybody's suggestions. I went out and bought a KME sharpener, and I couldn't get it with that. That sounds horrible. You spend $100-something bucks and still can't sharpen your broadheads. Everybody says go with Chris Spike's way and go get you a Razor's Edge, and that was by far. I mean, that was way better than. I had way better results with that than the KME, and I'm not saying it's the KME, I'm pretty sure it was me. But there was it's a mosquito. There's a problem that I had with it, that as you take your diamond stone, right here, which this is not the one I used, this is for my KME, but you take it and you start grinding back and forth like this, it'll wear on this piece of metal right here, and then you're constantly changing your angle. And that's kind of what led me to try another way. And then we had a hog hunt last year, and got him. Pat Kelly was there, PDK25, and he was telling me about how he could. I was like, yeah, I can show you how to sharpen those. And I brought out my big, $40 3-sided jewel stick and was sharpening. He's like, yeah, that probably works great, but let me show you what I got. And Charlie Lamb mentioned this to me as well a few years back, because I posted a thread, as a lot of people do, and I got one of these little Rada Sharpeners. These are just, they call them the wheelie sharpeners. They're about $7 or $8. They're dirt cheap, and beauty is you just throw this in your throw it in your bag. If you're concerned, you can get a piece of tape, keep them from moving. It's there, it'll be wherever you go, midday, sharpen it. And this is what I like the most. Now, something about this, I wanted to show this because I think I myself was confused about this as well, and I talked to, I believe his name is Ray at KME. He taught me a lot about sharpening. Even though I couldn't get the KME to work for me, he taught me a lot about sharpening, and you're going to learn real quick. I am no artist, but let's say this is your blade. Oh, that's horrible, but let's say this is, let me zoom in here. Let's say that this is your blade, and this is obviously the point of it, so I'll turn around where you can kind of see where it's at. This is the peak of your blade, so like this point right here would be the edge of a blade. Ray was telling me the main thing you want to be sure you're doing is working on the tip, so you want to be working up here. And one of the easiest ways that I found to do that was take your broadhead and then put permanent marker, and you can see this one's already black because it's already been painted black because I'm about to use it. But now one thing I'll give you about these Rada sharpeners, it is by far the best thing I've used, and that's my opinion. So if you use a KME or you use a Chris Spike's method and it works for you, keep doing it, because Chris Spike's method really worked for me too. It was the first way I learned how to do it. But what I'm going to show you is a little warning. Right here's an old tiger shark, and I don't mean old as like it's unusable, but you can see it's been sharpened on. I have hacked this sucker up. You can see that this bevel right here is not, you might not can see it, but you see how wide this bevel is, and then you can see that this one right here, well, it looks wide, but it's not near as a degree as this one over here and so forth. The Rada is not going to work very well on that one, just because I've already messed it up. I have some new heads as well, and it will work on an old head, but it's going to require a lot of work. Main thing I've got to do is I've got to be sure that I'm working on the working or the cutting edge, okay? And the way that I'm going to do that is I just have to work it down to, which this is going to be really close. What I like to do is I start with the Rada. I always sit down and do it. Pat Kelly always says stand up, so it's whatever you want to do. But main thing is I like this to be secure on something. I'm not doing it freehanding. I like it here, And then what I always do is I lean it towards me. So it's like if I'm here would be flat, I lean it towards me just like this. And now the main thing that you want to try to do is, and if you do this, I promise you, you will sharpen anything you put in here, is you want to try to stay straight up and down and then not torque it side to side. So you want to stay straight like this and then not torque it side to side. So we're going to see this real quick. It is not shaving at all. See if you can see that. It's not shaving at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this side and I just start the back and I kind of pull. And you hear how that sound kind of, that means that it has a lot of work that needs to be done. And so it's not going to take real long with this. Now Pat's already yelling at me. He's like, Daniel, you're pushing down too hard. I am, for the way he does it. He just, I don't know how he does it. He's a magician, but I like to try to cut the middle quickly. And you'll hear it. You can hear the, like the, that's not what you want. It should be a smooth sound, so you can hear it right here. Listen. That's some ridges in my blade. Bad areas. And I'm just going to work it over real quick. You already tell it's getting a lot quieter. Now what I do is I kind of lighten the pressure. You can hear that, and that's kind of how I use my strop or whatever. I just really lightly do it. Now you saw that it wasn't shaving a while ago, and I worked on this head for probably 30 seconds maybe. I'm gonna try to get up here where we can see. I mean, that's 30 seconds of it, and beauty of it is that's all it took. That's one of my let me squat back down with that light's not away. That was one of my complaints about the it wasn't a complaint, it works. One of my complaints about your Razor's Edge. The Razor's Edge took me, I mean, every bit of 20 minutes, because you got to take it, you got to put it on one side, and then you got to grind it down to that bevel, and then you got to flip it over and grind it down that bevel. Then you swap it over to the other side, and you grind it down, and you grind it. This Rada is amazing. So I'm gonna hit the other side real quick. And here's one thing that I'm gonna see if I can focus this camera on. You might not can see it, but this is only working on just the edge. It is not, you can see it's still black up at the top. It's not cutting the whole surface. So like right now, if this whole blade right here was all black all the way through, literally the only thing that doesn't have marker right now is right here at the tip. That's all you want to work on, is right there at the tip. If you're getting stuff all the way back here on the back side, it's not the right angle. You're working a part of the blade that does not need to be worked. So I'm going to do this other one for you super quick. Just going to check. You can probably see where it's all black. You can see this side right here has got a little bit of silver on it. That's just the edge it worked. This is all black. So I'm going to show you again. Hold it. I like it on something sturdy. Some people like it free-handed. I'm going to lean it back towards me. So here's flat. Lean it back towards me. I like to be looking straight in line with it. And I'm going to try to keep everything on. So you hear it first. It's going to be real. It's already changed. You heard it's already knocked off some of those rough spots. See, it just got quieter. Now I kind of lighten the pressure. And this right here will shave right now. I'm just going to keep working. See, it's getting quieter and quieter. It's going to shave. So I'm going to turn my arm a little bit. Right here's where I shaved last time. I'm going to drop down to right here. No hair there. No hair there. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to message me, ask me. hcbstrings@gmail.com. I'll gladly help you in any way I can. This is a $9 or $10 sharpener to your door off of eBay. You can't beat it.